Welcome all of you to the DC Digital Learning. Myself Suguna SN. So now I am discussing session 31 of organizational behavior. So this is unit 4, that is group dynamics. In this we are discussing the topic meaning, definition and nature of groups. First we have to know the meaning of group here. A group is a collection of individuals who interact with each other such that one person's actions have an impact on others. So group is a formal or informal type of a collaborative of individuals which has the main purpose of having interactions with each other by sharing interactions, nothing but sharing of information, messages, their feelings, etc. And these groups has the individual person's actions which has the impact on the other individuals' actions also. So that is group influences which plays a major role in the even individual behaviors, change in the individual behaviors. In other words, a group is defined as two or more individuals interacting and independent who have come together to achieve a particular objectives. Here group means there should be minimum of 2 members. So only one member or one individual we can't say it is a group. So to frame a group there should be minimum of 2 or more than 2 individuals are the people who combine together, who join together and make a group for the interacting and interdependent, like for sharing or helping together, and which has the main objective of achieving a particular goals or the objectives. Group is framed to have the achievement of a certain objectives or the goals. It is not we can't say it is not have any goals to achieve. So goal may be defined. So it may be a sharing of feelings or sharing of their happiness, sadness, whatever it may be, but it has to achieve their objectives. So this is about the meaning of group. Let us know the definition of group. So here I have taken one of the author, that is according to Marvin Shaw. He defined a group comprises of 2 or more persons who interact with one another in such a manner that each person influences and is influenced by each other persons. So it is clearly defined that so it comprises of 2 or more than 2 persons. It should be minimum 2 and more than 2 persons for the interactions, and each individual person's influences others and others influences will also be influenced to individual behaviors. This is what he defined here. Next I have taken one more definition of a group in a general sense. A group is defined as 2 or more individuals interacting and interdependent who have come together to achieve a particular objectives. So this is even we have discussed in the meaning also. So here the individual is going to frame the group for the interactions and the sharing of information and with the intention of achieving a particular objectives. This is about the meaning and definition of a group. Let us know the nature of group here. The nature, or it is also called characteristics, are a feature of a group. So we have discussed the meaning and definition before. So in that it clearly says so what should be there for framing a group. That is called nature or the characteristics. So here I have taken a few of the characteristics of a group, that is it should be a minimum of 2 or more persons. Then only we can say it is a group collection. And there will be interactions. So mainly the communication is the main intention of a framing a group. So that is what interaction or sharing of message, information, feelings, whatever it may be. So third one is a reasonable size. So size nothing but number of members should be there, that we'll discuss in the later. And there will be shared goal interest. So there will be interactions mainly for the achieving of a common objectives here, that is a shared interest. And next one is the stability. So whatever the group you are going to frame, it should has its own time to existence. So that is called stability. And lastly, a collective identity. So this is, we will have to discuss here one by one. Let us see. First one is there should be a minimum of 2 or more persons. So group is it is coming to a meaning only when there must be a 2 members. So there must be a 2 persons, and more than 2 persons are the members should be there, then only it is called a group. So without that, it is not coming to meaning of group itself. Okay, so for framing a group, there must be a 2 or more persons. Either it may be in an organization or any like a society or in any institutions. So for framing of a group, there must be a minimum of 2 members. So this is a first main, even we can say prerequisites to frame a group also, requirements to be frame or come to a meaning of group also. Second one is the interaction. So here there are more than 2 individuals, they are joining or combining together for interacting themselves and to share themselves and to talk themselves and come to an opinion or an agreement or a decisions themselves to have their continuity in their groups and to achieve their objectives. So the members of the group interact with each other, each with one another, and they occasionally meet, talk and do things together. Even we can say occasionally or regularly they meet together, they talk together, and they're going to share and do the things together. Together here nothing but combinedly or jointly. So this is the second nature, that is interactions. So without interactions, without sharing of or without meeting and without talking, it is not complete the meaning of group itself. Third one is reasonable size. Size, I said before itself, size nothing but a number of members. The size of the group is always limited to the total number of members, and the size is maintained in a stable pattern. So size should be like there should be a different types of groups here, like a formal group, informal group, or in group or out group, like different types of groups are there. But here for framing a small group or a larger group like that, for framing of a group, so there must be a minimum number should be 2 and more than that, and it should not even exceed 15 or 20 like that. So if it is a too larger group, there will be a lot of confusions, a lot of misunderstandings, and the targets of the group, that larger group, cannot be achieved in a proper time. So that's why the size should be like a maintained in a stable pattern. There should be a minimum and maximum members should be there. So it should not go behind the maximum limit of the numbers in a group. So that leads to a lot of delays and a lot of confusions, and it includes a lot of discussions also to come to a common understanding or a common decision. So that's why the size should be in a proper number. Next, we are seeing here the next point, that is shared goal interest. So here the members of a group have something in a common, that is in a common interest. That may be common goals, common a threat or a security concern, and whatever it may be, there is a common ideology to share among the people. We can't say it is like a not common thing, because here the like-minded are the common interested people. They come together and they frame the group here, make the group here. So that's why there should be a common interest. If there is any like uncommon interest should be there, in the sense that going to dissolve the group itself. There should not be existence of group itself, because without common ideology or without common interest, we can't survive in the group, and that group will not have any longer term of view. So that's why the shared goal interest should be there, that is, which we can say should be a common interest of the group, should be maintained. And next, the stability. Stability, nothing but the longer existence of the group. So here the groups are formed in such a way that they remain stable irrespective of personal thoughts and ideas. So it clearly says that the group should be exist for the longer period of time. So it should not going to dissolve or destroy due to personal thoughts or due to personal obligations or the ideas. So that's why we have to maintain a common interest here. So that is the main intention of the group, to be longer existence. Next one, as a collective identity. Group, which we commonly say that all for you, not you, and all for you and you for all. This is a common tagline of a group. So people who interact with each other and who have a common ideology are attracted to one another. They see themselves as a group. So collective identity, nothing but all are identified as a group. So group as identified as an individual's identity. So that is what we can call as a collective identity. We can say that those individual belongs to that group. So that is, for example, group A, group B, like that. So that the individuals in that particular group has the common identity or the collective identity, and it represents that group. So that is what collective identity. So they're going to see themselves as a group. So that is a meaning of group actually. So together and combinedly of those individual members, so it is called a group. So that's why they're going to identify themselves as a group here. So this is about the different nature or different features. Along with these features, there are even some other features also, or the nature of a group also to be exist. But I have taken here the only main concepts, main points to be discussed, main points to be there for the framing of coming to the meaning of a group. So let us go with a revision of a nature of the group, what we have discussed here. So the first point we have discussed here, that is, there should be a minimum memberships in a group. That is, more than 2 members must be exist to frame the group here. The second one is the interactions. So nothing but, so every member in a group, they frame together as a group for their interactions individually. So they have to be interact, nothing but talk, meet and do the things togetherly. So they have to share the information, they have to communicate with each other, and for solving the various personal and the professional and the group oriented related confusions and the decisions. Next, we have discussed that is reasonable size should be maintained, and that stable pattern of the size must be there to come to a meaning of a group. So here we can say reasonable size to frame a group is a minimum of 2 members. So minimum 2 members must be there to frame a group, and more than 2 we can call it as a group, and maximum members also should be maintained properly. So you should not go behind the maximum limit. For example, for the larger group we can say we can say that minimum should be 2 and maximum it can reach to 15. So if it is a more than 15 in a group, that leads to a lot of confusions and a lot of time consuming processes for any decisions or for any actions. So that's why, and it should not be too small also, and it should not too large also. So that is the main concept of the size of reasonable size of the group. So it should be maintained in a proper pattern. We have to see what are the goals, the performance needs to be achieved by that group. According to that, what should be our minimum members to be maintained to have the proper functioning of that group. On that basis, we have to make the reasonable size. And next point I have discussed here, shared goals. Shared goals are the intentions of the group. So here there should not be any personal thoughts or personal ideas for those fulfillment or the achievement that they're not going to frame the goals. So there should be a common interest, that is helping together or sharing together or combining together themselves and achieving the common goal. It is the main intention of framing a goal here. Next I have discussed, that is stability. Stability, which talks about the duration or the longer existence of the group. So every group should be there for the longer period of time. We can't say now it is existed or established and after few months, after few days it going to dissolve. No. So it should be like more than a longer period of time, even after achieving the group goals, because it is a collective of common interest and there should be a interactions in those individuals members. So that's why we can say they can going to maintain that group relationships for the longer period of time also. And last one we have discussed, that is collective identity. So here the group is going to give you identity or recognition. So here the members in the group, they are going to identify themselves as a group, not individuals in a group. So togetherly themselves they're going to identify as a group. So here every individuals in the group, they're going to act, that is they all everyone for everyone's needs, all for you and you for all. So that is the main unity or concept or ideology which we are going to maintain for the performance or the achievement of the group goals or the objectives. So these are the different points we have discussed. So this is what the revision. So I stop here. Thank you.